And then they're going to have 3+ in close combat because of the Grave Guard. Then I'm going to have a unit of 10 ghouls with a ghast, a unit of 20 Grave Guard. Don't take anything less, because guess what? You cannot bolster a Grave Guard unit. You can reinforce it, but you cannot add to it with the Lord of the Dead. So having it at max value from the beginning, a nice big chunk, will scare your opponent. They'll start shooting at this. That's fine. You're casting on a 3+ to get them back. That's fine. Because guess what? Even these guys, they cause fear. And if they're concentrating on here, guess what? These skeletons are going to creep up on them and make all your opponents run because of the fear. Get locked in there. You got ghouls in there. So let them shoot at them. That's fine. And in that case, don't put your Lord in there. I'm not putting my Lord in there. I'm putting my fighty vampire in there. Oh, well, she doesn't really fight. She's not a very fighty one. My bad. But, you know, she's my sacrificial vampire for fighting. She's too valuable. She's magic casting. Remember, all the vampires are pretty strong. Do not get them in a challenge at all unless they're fully combat equipped. Otherwise, they're just going to get squashed. Any orc player will know that. Will challenge them straight up. Many black orcs are just going to crush the vampire. They don't have any armor straight up, so it's going to hurt. After that, the Grave Guard of 20 for full command. Banner of the Barrows. I'm going to have a unit of 5 Black Knight, full command, barding. Banner of the Dead Legion, so they're counting as 10 knights. Again, because, maybe they'll cause 4 wounds, maybe 3 wounds. Champion in there, maybe 3 or 4 wounds. Maybe. That's a maybe. So you're still losing, because if they outnumber you, it's going to hurt, and they'll start crumbling. So giving that to 10 will help your chances. And then I'm going to have 2 Vargolfs. I was thinking of Cairnrays, but I dropped them, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I got some people telling me, you know what? 2 Vargolfs do work. So you know what? I think he's an epic model. He's an epic creature. He causes terror. He's got a lot of wounds. He's got a lot of regeneration. He's got a 5+ save. He moves lightning fast, even though he can't fly, which I kind of think is stupid. But anyway, moving pretty fast. I would like him to be able to hop over trees and stuff like that, because he's a beast. And so I'm going to have 2 of them. I'm going to paint my second one like an albino color. I want him to be like a mutant albino vampire kind of thing. Creepy looking. So that's my list. Very simple. That's a 2,000 point list. It comes to $19.95. 1,995 points, which is pretty good. Right under there. Again, not a very combat heavy with vampires. Most of the time, what you want to do, if they're going to be magic and casting like that, they can cast through units. You can raise other units through your blocks. Not a lot of people remember this. I think there was a long time ago where you could not cast if you were in combat. There are certain spells you cannot cast when you're in combat or against someone in combat, but that doesn't block most of your spells. As long as, like line of sight spells, maybe. Since these models have 360 view, you can cast from here to a model unit over here. Like if you want to give Vargolf another wound because he's a vampire and you want to cast the invocation on him, boom, you can cast it if you're in combat because you don't need the line of sight. Okay? Magic Missile needs line of sight. You can't cast it if you're in combat, so you can't cast the Magic Missile attacks. But most other attacks you can. Just remember, sometimes you might want to pop your vampire out of the unit before doing a charge or something like that. The Lord, probably going to be popped out. I don't want her getting attacked in combat. She's not very well protected. The 2+ save is fantastic. She's got a lot of attacks, but she's not combat. She doesn't have a sword for combat. She's Master of the Dark Arts, Dark Acolyte. She's going to be raising tons of skeletons and causing tons of magic and havoc. So she's going to be having like what? It's going to be 3 power level 3. That's 3 dice out the gate, plus 2 from the Dark Arts. That's 5 dice straight up for her. 2 more for the other one. 2 more for the other one. That's 9 dice. Then you get 2 more. 9, 10, 11 dice. So I might have calculated that wrong, but 11 dice. power dice is going to be pretty mean. I think, and then the Dark Parapet, in case some of my spells just keep getting bounced back, I can save some of the dice for the next phase to have a 12 dice pulled for the next turn. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be magic heavy. Vampires are combat. Don't get them in combat too much if you can't win it. If you're going against the Black Horde, do not do it. If he's a Black Horde Lord or something like that, he's going to tear you apart. Alright, so just make sure if you get nailed into a combat like that, and he's challenging you, guess what? Make sure your guy is not in the middle. Make sure he's off to the side like this. This is how the unit's going to look like. Have him accept the challenge. Why? Because his Lord is going to empty 5 attacks into this 1 wound model. Guess what? He's wasted all those attacks. Guess what? Oh wow. Okay. Your Lord stays alive for a round. These guys get to attack and kill some models. You know what? You're probably going to win that combat because he's going to waste all those wounds. Do not sacrifice your vampires. You guys are going to start crumbling after that. Alright guys, that's my army list. And some tips there for you too as well.